better.
Was tickled.
So am I.
Tried to sign on 15 different ways. I'm so sorry.
No, that's all right. Technology, you either love it or you hate it some days.
I'm only 5 minutes late, my angel.
Hey, you know what? In Southern time, that's all right.
Right, we're busy doing our hair.
That's a grand entrance in
Yes. Annie Arbor or Ann's Arbor.
Anne's Arbor. Yeah.
Okay.
Um, I'll talk a little bit about that towards the end, but
Okay.
before we jump in any further,
Yeah.
you're going to be performing. This is Hugh.
Yep.
Howser, going to be performing at Levity Live in Huntsville, October
Yeah.
the 2nd at 7 p.m. So you want to make sure you get there. Um, Now, I have a few questions for you, Hugh.
Yeah, sure.
My husband has recently started getting into comedy again. He
Okay.
he he dabbled back when he was much younger,
Yeah.
and I have discovered through watching his journey that comedy is really an art. Like it takes effort and work, and you really have to like practice. I see your face. You really have to kind of practice to perfect it. So, how would you define comedy, though?
Well, you either have it or you don't, is what I say. And so,
Okay.
I'm more of a storyteller. I go on a journey. I'm not a bump
Yeah.
comic.
Yeah.
I go on a big long tail because that's where I found my humor. I found it through my childhood all the way through present day because no one would believe my life. No one would believe wedding planning to comedies to
Right. That's gonna be that was I was gonna jump into that next. Like, how in the world, like, okay, so you are known as a planner to the stars in Nashville. So, like, how did that all come about? Like, what was your absolute favorite event? Like, I guess back up and give us just an overview.
well, I treat stars just like I would treat any regular bride. Everybody's the same, and
Which is probably why you're so successful, to be
I think
honest.
that's why really why we attract them, and we're fun. Both of us are fun. It's Kate Steele and myself. It's H3 events. I've done it 20 years. I can't believe it. I wish you could have seen the weddings back in the day. All those brides still reach out to me and say, should we do it again? I mean, there was nothing to rent back then. It was a different world. It was a different, like even 2007, it was different. Nashville wasn't the destination that it is now.
No, no.
And so now everybody in the free world wants to come to Nashville, and we travel everywhere. I should
Oh,
be
I'm sure.
very clear about that. We go all over the world, literally internationally. But I treat yeah, I'm known for celebrity weddings and I'm known for big over the top weddings, but it did not all start that way. And we have really grown to this, mega luxury wedding planning business. But the whole world is sort of adapting to that because everything is so expensive. I mean,
Yeah.
even if you have like 20 people over for chili,
Oh my
you
gosh.
still
You're
spend a
spending an arm and
fortune.
a
Just
leg.
yeah,
Yeah.
when you
Yeah.
go to the grocery store, it's a fortune. So anyway, everything's expensive, and we spend half of our day trying to say we're not lying. It really is.
It
It
really
really
does
is
cost as much.
expensive. It really is expensive. But um, you know, I think our ability to make it so fun, like, because I'm crazy, and then I have a business partner who's serious, who's like, I mean, I wouldn't even know. I mean, it's like a marriage. She
Yeah.
pays the bills, I decorate, basically.
Right, right.
I
That's
would,
the most successful marriages, right?
yes, and
Gotta have one kind of off the rails and
it's a
one
yin and
holding down
yang.
the train.
Yes, exactly. It's a good yin and yang. And, we always have to tell people in the very beginning, I'm like, she's serious and she's going to tell us what to do. And then we can run off in the woods and get your credit card out. We're going to have a ball.
Frolic with the fairies.
Yes, yes. If there's one thing I know, it's a fairy.
Oh Lord. So what was your biggest ask? Like the thing that you were like, oh my gosh, I don't think we can pull this off, sweetheart. Like, and then it happened.
Well, so many, so many things. Helicopters to pick you
Oh.
up, all kinds of crazy stuff. So I think, well, I mean, I just did a huge wedding on the Titans football field in the stadium at the Nissan Stadium, and that was like putting on Bonnaroo. That was like,
Yeah, I've started. That's probably a lot of red tape.
yeah, there was a lot of red tape, and it can never happen again because it's only a specific client. But that's not impossible because of the situation, but it could have been impossible
Yes. Had it been anyone else.
had it been anyone else. And then just the load in alone. So anything, honestly, anything outdoors, anything that is a tent build, that's where the money that's where it gets crazy when they're
Yeah.
so custom. So in Tennessee, we deal with terrible weather. So you have to, it can snow one day and then be 85 the next, and
Yeah.
nobody knows why. And we're in a valley, and we're in a, you've never heard what all.
Yeah.
They always blame it on we're in a valley. We're down in a valley.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Um, okay. So the comedy.
yeah,
I know I did a little research.
okay,
I know Leanne Morgan kind of pushed you into that
got it.
and kind of encouraged you to take that leap. Had you always kind of intrinsically known that that was something that you wanted to do? Like,
Yeah, I was always a performer. I was a theater major in
yeah,
college.
I know that. Yeah.
I traveled. I went to acting conservatories. I went to North Carolina School of the Arts in Winston-Salem. I always acted. I did community theater. Any audition, I was there. Always did that on the side. I was in broadcasting. I worked at our
Okay.
affiliate. I've always performed no matter what. And then within event planning, I would go around the country speaking uh,
Okay.
to conferences and luxury wedding planning business, and then kind of
For actual events regarding the wedding planning portion.
yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I would travel around and I would do public speaking. And so that became a gig. And then I always brought light to our like kind of did comic relief at those because
Yeah.
we'd be discussing budgets and stressful situations. And I would come on and be like, we're not saving lives.
Yeah.
We're all gonna make it. This is crazy. You need a gay business partner with red hair that looks like Reba, and you're gonna make it. That's basically that's basically. But anyway, so I would well, if Reba and Michael J. Fox had a baby, that's what it looked like.
Get it.
So
I get it.
I basically
And that
knew.
is actually a spot on spot
Isn't
on description.
isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy? People say that all the time. I was at a grocery store and a woman literally told me, just said that. So I got to give her credit for that because a woman told me that at the Publix on the soup aisle. Okay, so I always had that performance
Yeah.
background. I was
Yeah.
always a performer, and then I started hiring comedians for
Yeah.
events to
Yeah.
MC them, and that's how I met Leanne. And then we've been on the phone ever since.
Yeah. You guys
The minute we met, I mean, I've already talked to her today. I've already talked to her today, and it's the crack of dawn. Mhm. So we talk all that, and she keeps me abreast of the business, and
Yeah.
it's so on, and I have been so loved by the Nashville comedy community, and so taken
Mhm.
care of by all these people that you would never. I mean, the straightest of
That's
toughest
amazing.
dudes, and but
Yeah.
some reason they all join my shows, and we all have a good time, and so I've been really
I
lucky.
think you bring yourself, your true authentic self to this
Well,
to
I hope.
whatever you do. And that is genuinely what people want to connect with. You
Yeah.
know, I mean,
And I'm a clean comic. I talk about. I mean, I'm sharp, is what they say. I've got a little tongue, but I don't.
yeah,
I'm not nasty. I don't cuss. Nothing like that. I'm a clean comic, but I'm not like a youth minister. I'm
yeah.
just, I just tell it like it is, but in a nice,
You're not a Southern
sharp
Baptist, but
way.
it's bless your heart,
Yeah. Yeah. I just call it like I see it, but I make fun of myself enough, and so
Yeah.
I've that's kind of been my everyday conversation too. It's basically like talking to friends. And so I've loved it. And Leanne goes, isn't it fun? I said, it's so fun. So I've never really been stressed about it. Everybody in the world makes you stressed about comedy, except for some reason it's not stressed me out. But people will be like, are you sure? Okay. Are you nervous? Oh, are you sure? And you're like, I know what's funny.
Yeah. Should I be nervous?
I'm like, okay, well, all right. Well, just because I'm not saying exactly what that's not me. Like
Yeah.
some people have terrible tastes in home decor.
Yes.
That's how I put it.
Judge me. Don't judge
Yeah.
me. This is my husband's. I'm taking over his podcast space or his Zoom space, and
No,
so
I'm not talking about you. I just mean in general. People have different tastes in different
yeah,
things. So,
yeah.
that's just part of
No,
it.
I was actually sitting here
Look
thinking,
at all this, Lord. I look like I'm in one time I did a podcast and they asked if I was at an estate sale. And I was at my house.
well,
All this, look.
well. See, your table is. I'm not even going to attempt to show you mine. I'm not even going to try.
Well, it's evolving. I change it daily. It's about time to put some of all these pumpkins out, but it
I
needs to be a
know.
little bit cooler for me. I like it to be a
Yeah, I
little bit
agree.
chilly.
We're still in that Indian summer kind of. Oh,
Yeah.
psych! You thought it was fall.
Fall. What's it called? Fake fall?
Yes.
Faux fall. Faux
Yeah.
fall.
Faux fall. Faux fall. That's a good one.
Awful. Awful.
Okay, so have you combined your comedy and your event planning? Like, have you have
Oh
has the
yeah. I'm about to do it. I'm about to do it for on Halloween. There's a big Halloween party I'm planning, and they want me to MC and be the comedy and make light of it. It's a birthday and Halloween, and
fun?
I'm like, okay, so I'm gonna be like, are the tablecloths down? I'm gonna be a wreck, but I have an unbelievable
Well,
team. They want me
have
to
you
be.
done that before? Is that
I mean,
what
I've done maybe I haven't done it at well, I probably have. I can't even remember. I do it so much I can't even remember. But I think I mean people hire me to do comedy at their events, and
yes,
and sometimes I just MC my own sometimes. So that's kind of
kind of similar.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah. It's
yeah.
it's you're not running around with your both heads cut off or anything.
Right. And we do about 6 to 10 weddings a year, even with comedy. People always want to know that. They're dying to know that.
Yeah.
They're like, are you still doing
I
events? And
can't
my
imagine
daughter's
how
getting married.
hard it is to juggle all of that. Like, I mean, my daughter in love, my precious sweet husband's daughter is planning a wedding, and I'm not even in the thick of it. And I mean, bless her heart, it's stressful. It's stressful, and it's
Yeah,
all these other things, little
she's
things.
about to collapse. I know she
Yeah,
is.
yeah, yeah. And then she's dealing with all those strong personalities that she has to try to navigate. And I mean, it's just,
People always want you to make you feel like you're behind in schedule and all that. So I get it. Yep.
yep, yep. So I can't imagine what juggling comedy and event planning is like.
Yeah.
You show up at an event planning and are ready to perform, and you're like, oh, wrong venue, wrong. Let me let me
Right.
let me do a
Okay.
quick change.
That would be my worst nightmare, but that's probably going to happen. Or I'd end up going to the wrong corporate event or something. Could you imagine if I walked into like the John Deere Tractor Society corporate
Corporate
summit?
tractor sales event.
Yeah, ended up on stage at their summit and didn't read the wrong. And I'm blind as a bat, anyways. I wear glasses and prescription sunglasses, and people think I'm just famous and I wear sunglasses everywhere. But I can't see, so I would walk into the wrong ballroom,
Yeah,
probably.
yeah, yeah.
That would be hilarious. That would
That
be
would be hilarious, actually. That would make the event, I'm sure.
probably shake things up
Hey, you know what?
at the John Deere Tractor Society.
Absolutely. Absolutely, you would.
Yep.
Absolutely, 100%. Well, I told you that I would mention a little bit about Anne's Arbor and how we all got started. I was a single mom for so long, like way longer than I wanted to be. Let me just put that out there. But as I was trying to raise kids and do all this insane stuff on my own, I had a lot of people that would kind of just step in. And if my car broke down, as a single mom in the South trying to support yourself, you really don't have a
Right.
whole lot of options. I
Everything
mean,
goes wrong. Everything goes
right, everything goes wrong, the washer breaks, the car breaks down, and your kid gets sick all in the same week,
right.
and you're the only
Right.
one there to kind of deal with it. So
Right.
um I had so many people pour into my life and help me out during those times that I wanted to kind of pay it forward. And I just so happened to meet an incredible man who believed in my dream as much as I did. And he said, we're going to make this happen. And we ended up on a game show of all things. Little country bumpkin me. Who doesn't?
I love a game show.
Oh, it was so fun. It
Which
was so
one?
fun. Beat Shazam with Jamie Foxx.
Beat Shazam.
Yes. My husband is a musical genius. I mean,
Got it.
he's got a touch of the tism, which I love about him, but he has got knowledge running through his brain that just is random. Like he can name a song within
Yeah.
seconds, obviously. He
Yeah.
can, I mean, he just has all this random knowledge. And so we flew over to Ireland and won $108,000 on Beat Shazam. And he said, okay, honey, we're going to buy a house and we're going to fund your little ministry thing or whatever you want to call
We
it.
all need to get on Beat Shazam.
Right. Well, we could have won a million, I mean,
Wow.
yeah, we missed it by just a hair, just a
Hmm.
so, but all of that being said, it's kind of evolved a little, and now
Yeah.
I don't necessarily have the time to pour into all of that. So we're shifting with the times a little,
Got it.
and I am reaching out to individuals and just doing podcast interviews and whatnot. And at the end of the interview, I always like to ask,
Mm.
what is the the organization that has your heart? What is your like your passion project? If you could stand up on a platform, or which obviously you do, but stand on a mountaintop and shout to the world, hey, you guys need to come help this or come support this or come, what would that be? What would that thing be?
Well, I'm involved in an organization that's funny that you even brought it up, which is great for you to know about. It's called Mother to Mother here in Nashville,
Oh,
and
awesome.
they help needy families. It's really for children, but it's started by a mother for mothers. So that's great. That ties in well with your
Yeah,
situation
it
and your
does.
past. And so they're basically just trying to end poverty, and they're putting women in the workplace and all sorts of things like that. So I've been a part of that forever. I have done countless comedy events for nonprofits, all
Yeah.
over the region. But that one I was on the board of, and I was involved. A friend of mine started it, and that's a big deal. And then I guess just I was raised so with so much privilege and went to private school and had such a great childhood, and that's exactly why I am the way I am. My parents were so supportive in everything. I mean, can you imagine giving birth to me? And they were like, "What is this?" Everybody in my family was sporty, and and I was, in the Nutcracker, and so I, but nobody ever, I never had any, hostility or everybody.
Incredible.
My dad was always supportive. My mother was always supportive. My sister is.
I mean, that speaks volumes for your family
And
because,
it makes me success. It made me successful because
yeah,
I never even really knew, like, I mean, I knew I was different, but I didn't know, like, I didn't come home to any kind of hostility. In
yeah,
fact, my dad used to get me to speak to like through Vanderbilt would get me to, which
yeah.
is our big university here, would get, as people know, we would get I would speak to children that were maybe struggling with in their own personal lives they didn't want to talk about. But I'm like, Lord, if I can make it, anybody can.
Anybody could
I
make
come,
it.
I come from a very strict, whatever. And I was just very lucky. Renaissance thinking parents, I was just very, uh,
That's incredible, especially in the Tennessee South.
yes, yeah.
I mean, let's just be real. If you're
But
not,
that is, and I was so very close to my grandparents and
yeah,
traveled everywhere around the world with them and, just so felt so loved and safe. And then, so that does
that,
attribute to my success. I
yeah.
know it does because I have always have them to fall on, and you can get bounce ideas off of
Well,
them.
and
And
if somebody believes in you, and that was my thing,
mm,
if somebody believes in you, my
oh,
gosh, you could conquer the world,
yeah,
But on the converse, if you've got, or flip side, if you've got, a lot of negative
hmm
feedback, like it's hard to even keep your head above water,
right,
and that
right,
that was kind of my thing is like I wanted to be because I am an encourager by nature. Like
right,
I'm like, yay, Ross, this went by, you can do it.
right,
you know.
totally, totally.
So
That's me to a T. That's all I do all day long. Every phone call is building somebody, making somebody feel like
I would love to be a fly on the wall.
you
Like I
you
think we would
cannot
be.
imagine. But it is so fun. I mean, every bit of it's fun. I mean, obviously there are very stressful times, and there's nothing I haven't heard with families. Like, actually, I'm always like, bring on. I need a new issue that I don't know about. You
Yes.
know, and then I just tune. I can't even keep them straight. I can't. I'm like, wait, is that the family that with the aunt that might wear a hockey jersey to the wedding? Like, I have that. I have somebody that they're like worried to death about someone bringing a plus one that nobody knows. And a plus one is always really wild because they're always like a tramp, and they bring them and they're like in a electric red dress, and everybody notices the tramp. No one even knows her name. That always happens. And so we're worried to death about that. Um, I can't even tell you. We've had to hire security to make sure that a certain family member wasn't allowed on the property. And I'm like, I kind of want him to come.
Yeah. Let's
I
just
want to see what I want to see what
see
would
what
happen.
happens.
Like, I'll be hiding in the boxwoods, wanting to know what happened.
My husband loves the drama, like the 90 Day Fiance,
Love
the
it.
Love After Lockup, all of those types of things. Loves it. But when it comes to his sweet, precious little baby girl, he is like, there better not be a single solitary negative word spoken about that day. He said,
Right.
I
And
will kill.
we're not marrying a convict. Yeah.
Right, right.
That's so funny that love after lock. I could talk about that for 3 days.
Oh
And I've
gosh.
never seen things so pitiful.
I know it. And you're at there and you're screaming at the screen going,
Why?
Why does this make sense to you?
But
Why
there
do
wouldn't be
you
there
know
wouldn't be a
that?
show. There wouldn't be a show.
Right, right. And I've discovered
Hmm.
with some of the reality television that it really isn't reality, that it's
Right,
still scripted. It's
right.
still scripted, and so I'm like,
You
oh,
can tell. You can tell too, especially some of those. They're like the what? Ooh. They like look off camera, and you're like, yeah, no,
yeah,
no, no.
you're getting some
The
hokey.
old, the old, like the Osbournes and the real reality shows that were so
Oh,
good and so raw and like real life. Those were great. And now they're all. I hate to say they're a bit silly. It's a little bit silly.
yeah, it is, but people love drama.
Yeah, yeah, just anything.
So,
Just have it on the background while we're playing
right,
with the furniture.
right, right, right. Well, I appreciate you taking the time to talk with me.
I've had a ball. I love
I,
me.
well,
Excited?
I'm a little,
Are you? And I'm excited about my Huntsville show. That's on October 2nd.
yes, October the 2nd at Levity Live,
Yeah,
7 p.m. So I'm pumped and hope to see you there. And it's going to be good. It's going to be good. And thank you for taking time to talk with Little Bo.
absolutely. So great to meet Ann's Arbor.
Well, you're very welcome. And thank
Um,
you.